From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Daniels Roofing, licensed, bonded, insured roofing contractor. 45 years of generational expertise, offering a variety of roofing systems in the North State. Composition shingles, metal, tile, fire-safe wood shingles, and spray foam roofing systems. An energy-saving cool roof, perfect for commercial flat roofs and mobile homes. With other companies, you may get a foreman or a salesman, but with Daniels Roofing, you get Daniel. Call today for your free estimate. Daniels Roofing, 3 generations working hard to protect your home and business.
Good morning, everyone. It's time to start thinking about Christmas, and we've got the Cascade Christmas. It's traditional. It's an amazing show that they put on every year. The first show will be November 21st through the 23rd, and then again on November 28th through the 30th. So there are going to be a total of 6 shows you have an opportunity to check out. These tickets sell out fast, folks. So I need you to go to cascadetheater.org to make sure you pick up your tickets before they sell out. It is an amazing show, talented folks, kids, adults, the like. So it should be a lot of fun. Be sure to go to cascadetheater.org. Get your tickets today. All right, dry and mild start to the week. Cool and wet by mid to late this week. So we've got some changes in store for us later this week. Now, Wednesday night into Thursday is what I like to call the main event. That's when I expect the main storm system to pass through. It'd be a lot like last week's storm, where it was kind of an overnight type of event where we saw the heaviest rainfall, the strongest winds, and then in the wake of that storm, we've got scattered showers and thunderstorms. Now, snow levels will eventually drop down to as low as 4,500 feet. Could have some impacts on some of that mountain travel by the time we do get into your Thursday and even into your Friday. All right, here's a look at your Krueger's Quickcast for your Monday, November 10th. All right, so for this morning, it's not going to cool off a whole lot. I think there's going to be some patchy fog, and I especially expect to see some dense fog for western Siskiyou County this morning for some of those mountain valleys. Otherwise, the clouds are in place, and we will keep the clouds in place throughout the day today, but no rain. In fact, there's a dense fog advisory until this morning, 9 a.m. for western Siskiyou County. But keep in mind, Trinity County, Del Norte, Humboldt County, some of those mountain and inland valleys could see some of that patchy, dense fog in some areas. So just be aware of that for your morning commute. You can see off to our west is the cold front that is approaching, and we've also got a lot of cloud cover that's in place. But high pressure is still the dominant feature, and that's why we expect to remain dry. So we'll call it partly cloudy today because you will see high and even some mid-level clouds moving in. Some might even consider it partly to even mostly cloudy skies today, but not the puffy cumulus clouds, just kind of that that thin veil of clouds and some of those mid-level clouds coming in as well. Mid to upper 70s in the valley, 60s and low 70s for the inland areas and for the mountains to the west. And for the coast, you're talking temperatures somewhere in the low 60s. Now, taking a look at your 7-day forecast, we're starting to see some changes. Now, I think the valley will be dry through most of the day on Wednesday. By late Wednesday afternoon, evening, maybe some sprinkles, but again, the heavy rainfall coming in Wednesday night, maybe some thunderstorms on Thursday, and then just a bit of a cool and unsettled weather pattern starting Friday through the weekend. What that means is I don't expect a lot of rain, really no major storms pushing through Friday through the weekend, but there may be some of that instability giving all of us a chance for showers, especially for the North Coast. And that's the case for Siskiyou, Modoc County, the eastern mountains. Now, I expect snow levels to be somewhere between 4,500 and 5,000 feet. That could impact some of your mountain travel, especially for some of the higher mountain passes. All right, that's a look at your Krueger's Quickcast. Now let's go into our deeper dive forecast, sponsored by Shasta Hearing Aids.
Frank, come help with the dishes.
What?
The dishes!
I heard it the first time. I just got back from Shasta Hearing Aids, but she doesn't know it yet. What?
Forget it.
Well, we had a beautiful weekend, right? If you had a chance to get out there and enjoy this beautiful weather, I hope you did. And, if you were lucky enough to get the next few days off, you can get out and enjoy the beautiful weather as well. So maybe 4 days of just this gorgeous weather, days off, right? So you can see all the clouds. I mean, we have high pressure in place, but a lot of these clouds have moved on in. A lot of high and even a few mid-level clouds will be the case today, but it will remain dry. Now, taking a look at the severe weather outlook as we kind of extend in the next few days, nothing today, nothing tomorrow, but we may eventually by late in the day see a chance for some thunderstorms working their way along parts of the coast. All right, so let's take a look at Futurecast. And we're just going to kind of take you hour by hour. And of course, we take you through the day today. You're dry, right? Some fog and some low clouds maybe along the coast. I don't think Futurecast is doing a very good job really illustrating the high and mid-level clouds that we will see today, but we will see that throughout the day today. Now, it will eventually start to see some more clouds coming in through the day on Tuesday, some mainly mid-level clouds, and it'll have, sometimes the sun will have a hard time kind of filtering through some of those clouds, but it will remain dry. No rain anywhere near us, right? Then as we go into Wednesday, all right, Wednesday midday, here you can see kind of a preliminary batch of showers, but the main storm's still off to our west. You can see it right here. So in advance of that, there may be enough instability for a few stray sprinkles through the afternoon in parts of the valley eastward. But again, as you can see here, this is the main storm system that is approaching. So by late afternoon, early evening, we're seeing the coast getting hit with some of that, and maybe some of these what we call prefrontal showers. Sometimes you get that little bit of isolated shower activity. But through at least the first half of the day in the valley, I think for the most part you'll be dry, and of course east of that as well. Then you can see it really starts to kind of push through as we go into Wednesday night and Thursday. This is when we got pockets of moderate to heavy rainfall, gusty winds. May not be as strong as the ones we saw last week, but we're talking 40, 50, maybe even close to 60 miles per hour. So yeah, I mean, it's getting close. And then that will push eastward. Now, by the time we get into the Thursday morning, the main storm system will be off to our east. You'll also notice a lot of the blue on the map of that snow. That snow level is around 4,500 to 5,500 feet. But once this passes through, we're just going to be dealing with a cold and unstable atmosphere. Now, there will be scattered showers and thunderstorms. We'll be looking at snow levels down to about 4,500 feet. In some areas here, this could impact some of the mountain passes here, say above 4,500 to 5,000 feet. But look at the valley. You're not seeing as much activity develop there as we typically see with these types of events. So most of the scattered showers and snow flurries will be in the higher elevations, right? With that chance for a few stray showers and thunderstorms developing for parts of the valley as well. But it's not going to be kind of that ongoing rainfall event through the day on Thursday for anybody really. Then by Thursday night, we see kind of things begin to break apart. Still some snow flurries here and there. I've got my eyes on this. I'm not 100% convinced that this is going to have a huge impact on us, but it could clip parts of Northern California, giving everyone a slight chance for showers by the time we get into Friday. All right, rainfall estimates. This is just looking at one of the forecast models, long range. It's the GFS. And the European and the GFS are in pretty good alignment. I would say that on average, I think give or take, we'll see about 1 inch of rainfall through Friday for the valley, a bit more than that for some of the higher elevations, and I'd say upwards of 2 to maybe even 3 inches of rain for some of us along parts of the North Coast. And yes, pretty normal. We just don't typically see as much rainfall in Modoc County, Lassen, and eastern Plumas counties. So we have high pressure, which is going to try to build back in here for the weekend. Here's Friday. Remember we were seeing that batch of rain coming a little closer. This model is taking a little bit longer getting here, but it could bring some showers for parts of the North Coast. But it's starting to break up because high pressure is starting to kind of build in. And that eventually may break apart, and by Sunday to Monday, we may see the next potential for some showers around here. But there's still some uncertainty once we do get past Friday, so we'll kind of have to wait and see what happens with that as we get closer to the weekend. In the meantime, I was talking about those gusty winds with that approaching storm system, right? Not today, not tomorrow. Should be looking at fairly calm winds across the board, but there's that storm system passing through. There's 6 p.m. Wednesday, really gusty winds for some of the higher elevations. Winds beginning to pick up for many of us, and then they really ramp up overnight Wednesday into Thursday morning, but then by Thursday afternoon, minus some gusty winds with the associated thunderstorms, there's no overall wind event for Northern California once we get that storm system passing through Wednesday night. Weather than normal conditions, that's what the Climate Prediction Center is picking up on. Also cooler as well. So the mild, warmer temperatures we've been experiencing and will experience for the next couple of days, that's coming to an end. And we're back down into the 50s and 60s by Wednesday through the rest of the week this weekend. And really, this is going to be a prolonged event with those colder temperatures even going into at least through the middle of next week, if not longer. Now, the lake levels, they're starting to show signs of either slowing down with the overall drop in those lake elevations. to sometimes even see a slight increase. But here you can see really not much of a drop for Shasta Lake or Trinity or Lake Oroville. I mean, Lake Oroville about minus 0.67, but still we're over 100%. Although Lake Oroville, right, you're at 100%, which is still good. But if we continue with the trend that we are, then we may see it drop down below 100%. But still, that's not bad. 99%, 98% still pretty good. The wave height's not too terrible. And you can see as we go into your Tuesday afternoon, they actually should begin to drop as well. So no small correct advisories, but there will be some of that patchy, dense fog out there. So just be aware of that if you do need to be on a small boat. All right, here's your your neighborhood forecast, sponsored in part by Dignity Health. Here's Trinity County. Temperatures generally around 70, give or take. Now you can see here we're dry through Tuesday. Dry for the first half of the day Wednesday. Chances for showers increase through the afternoon into the evening, but the main event won't be here till Wednesday night and Thursday. And that's really the same story for your Dignity Health North Coast neighborhood forecast. We're going to be looking at mainly dry conditions today, tomorrow. First half of the day, mainly dry, but then we do start to see that chance for showers kick in Wednesday afternoon. For Siskiyou County, I do expect dry conditions for you through most of the day Wednesday evening. You've got that rain and wind too. Modoc County, you're mainly dry through Wednesday, but by Wednesday night into Thursday, you've got that rain kicking in. Maybe some thunderstorms Thursday, and then Friday, a chance for showers, and then cool and unsettled through the weekend. Your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast, those temperatures are going to be the upper 60s to low 70s. Got snow levels around 5,000 feet for you on Thursday. Your Dignity Health Valley neighborhood forecast. Monday, gorgeous, right? Temperatures mid to upper 70s. We could see some thunderstorms through Thursday afternoon, really across the board in the valley. For your Veterans Day tomorrow, temperature of 73. Showers probably, if there's a sprinkle through the afternoon on Wednesday or a passing light shower, don't be surprised. But again, that main event coming through Wednesday night and into Thursday. Up north, 77 for Redding for your Monday, 76 out in Red Bluff, and 77 degrees for Palo Cedro. There's your 7-day forecast for Redding for your Veterans Day down to 73. So temperatures will start to drop slowly after today. Upper 50s though by Thursday. So once that cold front passes through Wednesday night, when that main event of the heavier rainfall, gusty winds, we've got significant drop in those temperatures, and even cooler by Friday with a high of 53, upper 50s to low 60s by Saturday and Sunday. All right, that's your morning update. I'll be back again at noon for your latest forecast. Have a great afternoon. Have a great morning, that is.
Hey everyone, I'm Gabe Kossel, owner of Shasta Hearing Aids. When it comes to hearing loss, a lot of people think hearing loss means they just need more volume, but that's usually never the case. Most people don't need more volume to what they hear, they need more balance and clarity, especially if there's background noise. That's where we come in. Modern hearing aids are built to help your brain focus on what matters, clarity and speech, not just loudness. If you've been saying, I can hear, but I just can't understand, come see us at Shasta Hearing Aids.